What's up YouTube? Welcome back to another episode of New Parents in Training. So on the last episode, I ordered the SimpliSafe. I showed you the ordering process and also unboxing of the package after it has arrived. So today, I'm going to show you how to install SimpliSafe. Before we get started, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. So once you have made your purchase, make sure that you set up an account with SimpliSafe. And once you have done so, then just log in when your package has arrived. The website will prompt you to pull the battery tab and plug in your base unit, which is this one, and set up the pin using the keypad, which is using this one. Let's get started with setting it up for the first time.
Welcome to SimpliSafe.
So this part will lit up once you have plugged in the power supply, and also remove this tab. Alright, it says here, press menu to continue setup. Choose master pin. This is the code you will use to disarm your system and change settings. Okay. So it's not a touch screen. You just have to press hard on the side, the edges, in order to make adjustments. For the purpose of this video, I'm just going to set up to 111.
New pin confirmed.
You can always change it later. Follow the mounting instruction in the guidebook or mobile app, okay? Press button on the device to test and name. So I guess that's when I set up the rest of the stuff. Done installing, hit next or go back and keep adding device. Activate your monitoring subscription at SimpliSafe, okay? You can come back anytime through the setup and name option in the main menu, okay?
Alarm off. So
once you have activated the base and the keypad, then if you go back to the website, you can hit the continue button and it will prompt you to ask some of your personal information such as who to contact when you have alarm goes off and also verify your account information. And well, I'm not going to show you that because it's personal, so we can skip all that. Now, the one thing I want to tell you is that right after that, the web page will mention something like it will activate the base station. And once that's done, it says takes about like up to 15 minutes, but for me, it was only a few minutes. So once that's done, it will go to a page with a discount on Hippo home insurance. After all that, then you'll be able to see your account information. And now let's jump to the rest of the stuff that I need to connect to the keypad with. All right, so the first sensor I want to install is the motion sensor. Here it is. So it's SimpliSafe making everything so much easier and very simple. So remember the battery tag that's on the sensor itself? Once you remove it, it automatically sync up with the keypad. Now, once that's connected, what you need to do next is to find a location for you to place a sensor. Now, fortunately for us, we have an old system. The old security system has a motion sensor. So what I end up doing is to remove the old one and replace the new one in its place. Now, for this particular motion sensor, it has double-sided tape on the back. If you want a more permanent solution, then you can remove the back plate from the motion sensor and use the screws provided to place it onto the wall permanently. So that way, you'll be sure that it will not fall, so to speak. But the double-sided tape will work just fine. Now, one of the things about if you have an old system in your house, just keep in mind, those systems may not use double-sided tape. They might have screws. So it's in your best interest to safely remove those sensors from your wall or your doors. So what you want to do is avoid placing the sensor near a heater, air conditioner, lamp, or electronics, such as Wi-Fi routers. So make sure you clear off any stuff that can obstruct the motion sensor itself. So for dog owners, if you have pets over 30 pounds, install the button side down. So the test button, you have to place it on the toward the bottom. So and about 4 feet off the ground. For cat owners, place the motion sensor so that the cats cannot climb near it. The button side up 6 to 10 feet off the ground for cat owners. So the next one I want to talk about is the glass break sensors. Same thing with all the other ones. Once you pull the battery tag, it automatically syncs up with your keypad. The back plate can be removed, and you can install it by either using the tape or by using the screws provided. I did mine, same thing as I did with the motion sensor. I replaced the old one with the new one here. It's very simple. Now, some of the things that you need to keep in mind is that this thing, it triggers when has detect glass breaking. So you do not want to put this sensor anywhere near the kitchen. Now, when you place inside a room, it has ability to sense something in about 20 feet. So you could set this 20 feet away from the window. However, if you have curtains can dull the sounds of the glass breaking. So be sure that if you do have curtain, then you have to place in about 10 feet away from the window. So that's something that you need to keep in mind of when you place the glass break sensor. All right, next thing I want to talk about is the entry sensor. So the magnet and the sensor need to be less than 2 inches apart. So sometimes when you place near a window or a door, there might be some gap, which is okay as long as it's less than 2 inches. And also when I installed this, I used alcohol wipe to wipe down the frame or the surface that I need to place this. So then the sensor can adhere more to the surface itself. Now, when you are testing the alignment, what you need to be mindful of is that the blue light should flash once when it is open and flash twice when it closes. So as long as the lights were able to blink, then that means you have set up your sensor correctly. And that is the entry sensor. And now let's talk about the panic button. So this one is same deal. Once you pull the battery tag, it will automatically link up with your keypad. Now this thing can also be placed permanently somewhere in your house. Just keep in mind that it does come with a double-sided tape on the back, or you can use the screws to screw the plate, and then you put the panic button on top of the plate itself. So those are the options you can have to place your panic button. Okay, so the next one I want to talk about is the extra siren. So this one comes in at 105 decibel. It can get really, really loud. Now, the bass itself is a siren as well, but this thing actually comes in a little bit over 90 decibel. So it's not as loud as this extra siren itself. So just keep that in mind. You can place this on if you have 2 floors, you can place each one of this in a different floor. So I have tested the bass siren earlier. I didn't catch it on the film, but it was really loud in the 90 decibel sound already. Imagine the 105 decibel. So yeah, I don't need to test this thing out. But just keep that in mind. This thing also have a back plate. You can tape it to somewhere, or you can screw it to the wall. Alright, so one more device need to be installed. Is this SimpliCam. So provided with a USB cable and a charger. So the USB cable goes in from behind. It goes through this hole right here. Now there's only one way to go in to attach. And if you see closely, the side with the grooves, that part need to be facing outward. So like this. So the groove side goes in like this. Now I can't really see it from behind, but if you just push it in, it will go in. Now the light is on.
Your camera is ready for setup. Follow the instructions in the SimpliSafe app to get started.
Okay, now the camera is plugged in with the power supply. What we need to do is to connect it to the Simpli app itself. Now let's go into the app itself. Now what you need to do is to click on the camera. Now you have to set up a camera. So what we have right now is the indoor camera. The app will ask you which location you want to install this camera. I only have one location, so I select yes for my home address. And then it will prompt you to choose a network. Now you do need to set this up via your Wi-Fi. It will ask you to name your camera. Now for now, I am not exactly sure where I want to put this in. I'll just put hallway for now. And it shows you like slide in the micro USB cord to the stand. So now the camera light is flashing white. So click yes. So now it does show a QR code, what you need to do.
Okay. Now attempting to connect to Wi-Fi.
Once you use the camera itself to scan the QR code, the camera will try to connect to the Wi-Fi. Now, as you can see, it is now connected. Now hit done. Now the camera is being set up. Lastly, don't forget to install your yard sign. The yard sign is very easy to install. Just make sure you peel off the back tape. And now what you need to do is pop this into the stick itself. What you do is you put one end in first and then kind of prop up the other side and let it sit, and make sure you press down so it adheres to the tape itself. So there you go, and now you can stick it to the front of your home. And also they provided with 2 window stickers. If you peel it off, it's not really sticky on the other side, but it's adhesive to the window. So you can peel it off and then put it on the inside of your window. All right, that concludes the installation process. As you can see from the video, the whole process itself is very seamless, very easy. Now, most importantly, is on every single box of the device that come with, they have tips on how to install this device. So needless to say, SimpliSafe make everything really, really simple. Now pull the battery tab and then it will automatically connect to the keypad if it's your first time using it. So for the next few days, I'm going to test out the system. And on the next video, I'll be sharing my final review, like how I like about or dislike about this system itself. All right, thank you for watching. Until then, bye-bye.